Hi, I'm Tony Stefano with Hillside Christmas Tree Farm, and today we are watering our newly planted transplants. We planted earlier this month, early May, and now it is end of May, and we've received maybe one measurable rainfall, and in the next 10 days, it doesn't look like there's anything else coming up, and we're going to get up into the mid 80s, so we felt it was necessary to hook up our pole tank sprayer and give the trees a little dousing of water. How we do this is we have what we call a Honda sprayer. This is the one we just replaced the motor on. And we use this sprayer for our herbicides and fungicides and pesticides. We also have an air blast. And there's a neat contraption on the bend on the back and with a selector switch that we can use to direct and select which nozzles we want to use. For watering our trees, we use the handgun, and the driver sits on the tractor. We've taken the nozzle out and just gives it a nice little 8 count from here, and he just kind of puts along and go for it, right? Pretty easy, pretty simple. We don't have to do it too often, but when we do, this is how we do it. So I want you to stick around. So as we wrap up with our watering video, I thought I'd talk a little bit more about our sprayer. Dad waters the trees during the week. He left me a couple rows just to film and kind of show how we do it here on our farm. As I mentioned, this is our Honda sprayer. It used to be orange, I am told. There's a little bit of spot there, still orange. But this is what they used when they were painting Christmas trees, right? That kind of pole in the center right here was a big arm that went up and was able to go over the top of the tree, so the sprayer could, you know, you're not dragging it on the ground around each tree. It's kind of dangled up above as you're painting the trees. Obviously, we don't have to do that anymore. So, yeah, we don't paint our trees anymore. So, this thing is used for herbicides, pesticides, fungicides. So, we have our selector, which will divert the water to any array of our nozzles. We have back here our band spray nozzles, right down, that we use for our weed control. There's one in the middle that can get decided to if we want to control the vegetation in the middle of the rows. We don't use that one as often as we use the two ends. On the sides here, we have a couple blanks, and you know, that last one there is probably about 6.5 feet tall, and we can you know, white pine weevil, right? You got to spray the tops of the trees, so we can do that along the sides too, any fungicides or any other type of insecticides that we need to apply. And that's the gist of it. So as we come to the rows, we have a shutoff valve that is up here, and this is what we can use to stop the flow as we're turning around inside each at the end of the rows. As I mentioned, we used the gun just now for watering the trees, and as you saw, there wasn't a lot of pressure, and with the tip out of it, it's just like having a hose end. Massive volume, not a lot of pressure. So that is our setup. This tank has an agitator, which is one of the reasons why we like it for herbicides. You know, there's an agitator inside it, so it keeps it well mixed. One thing that I don't really like about it is the length of it, right? We have a lot of mass at the end of it. When we take the engine off over winter, you know, it tips back, gets the nozzles all dirty. I'd like to kind of make this thing a little bit more compact, but it's not exactly high up on the list of things to do. Our thing, we make that all out of the corrugated strut. We have some shields that we can add if we want to go, as the trees are small, we can go over the tops of the trees and shield them and kind of spray different things. Don't have an example of that right now. These things are built and they can slide up and down, right? They are teed, so we can adjust where our nozzles are, out, up. So a lot of very versatile. A lot of options that we can do. A lot of ropes, kind of looks chaotic, but hey, it works for us. And yeah, I think that does it. Show me your setup. If you think you like it, what do you think? Good, bad, something you would change? We use our New Holland to pull it because this can fit down the rows as you saw, and yeah, we go from there. All right, thanks guys. We'll talk soon.